a mistrial following the conclusion of the day in court. Find out why ahead.
Disney is making new vaccine requirements with the intent to keep their visitors safe.
Should you or should you not grab your umbrellas? Follow to know.
Hear how two young actresses prepare to take on the roles of Venus and Serena Williams in their new biopic, as your TV2 FlashCast starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Thursday morning, Portage County, and thank you for joining us. My name is Olivia Sharp.
And I'm Kennedy Gotham. Your time is 10:31, and let's get into today's top headlines. The university encourages students to get tested before going home and seeing family and friends who may be more physically vulnerable, like parents or grandparents.
The university said, quote, "Getting tested is one of the easiest ways to show flashes take care of flashes."
Kent State University sent out an email Wednesday afternoon reminding students to get COVID tested before going home for the holidays.
The university has free testing sites all around campus and there is no appointment required. Javante Jones of Kent was sentenced to 18 months in jail for running over a Stowe police officer during a police pursuit last April. Jones struck Stowe officer Barry Smith while he was attempting to place stop sticks in the road. The court dismissed the felony charge of vehicular assault, but Jones pled guilty to a felony charge of failure to comply. Jones will also lose his license for 10 years.
A runway model saves baby boy after seeing a bad car crash. LaDonna Williams received the Citizens Award from Akron Police Chief Steve Mallett on Wednesday afternoon. Williams saw the crash and used her knowledge of a Red Cross first aid course to help save the baby. Williams was proud to be given the award, but does not consider what she did to be heroic.
House Bill 99 passed in the Ohio House of Representatives, which lowers the minimum hours required for school staff to carry firearms on campus to 20. 720 hours of peace officer training was previously required in order to carry in schools. It is up to each individual district whether they choose to allow teachers to have firearms. The bill is not supported by the Ohio Federation of Teachers.
Thank you, ladies. Good morning, Flashes. I am Amani Hammami, and this is your Thursday weathercast. If you're in bed, play Adele and stay in bed. It is cloudy and rainy outside. We are currently at 43 degrees, but luckily it will become better throughout the day because it's going to become cloudier at noon and then windier in the evening. Temperatures will range from 43 degrees up to 45 degrees and then going back again to 40 degrees. Zooming out of Kent, the highest is going to be 45 degrees. Ashtabula and Mansfield definitely wins the award of coldest city in Northeast Ohio this day, and it ranges back to 43 in Worcester, 43 in Kent, 44 in Canton, and 45 in Sandusky. Statewide, temperatures are ranging today. The lowest is 40 at Lima and the highest is 47 in Athens. The rest are close temperatures, 42 in Dayton to 43 in Columbus and Cincinnati. As for this week is mostly going to be cloudy and cold. We are going to have windy temperatures on Friday and Saturday, periodic rain on Sunday, and some snow episodes on Monday, with the lowest of this week at 34 degrees. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be partially cloudy, and we continue the week in this manner. That was your weathercast for Thursday. Thank you for being here.
The Cavs took on the Brooklyn Nets last night at the Barclays Center. Find out what happened on my sports blog.
And your two favorite mice are turning the big 9-3 on this special day. How you can celebrate these Disney icons when we return in just 30 seconds.
Myth. If you get COVID-19, you'll recover after a few days. That myth is false. We're only just beginning to understand the effects of COVID-19 on the human body, as we're starting to see more and more people identifying as long haulers who are having symptoms for weeks, if not months, after their initial infection. Continue to wear a mask, socially distance, and wash your hands. Together, we can keep COVID out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
2 men convicted of killing influential civil rights leader Malcolm X will be exonerated after 55 years.
A 22-month investigation by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and lawyers of the 2 men found the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the New York Police Department did not share all information about the case.
This story is still developing, and TV2 News will keep you updated.
We would have done this case in a little bit different manner if that was the situation. We didn't have the quality of evidence that the state had until the case had been closed. I'm going to be asking the court for a mistrial.
Kyle Rittenhouse's attorney is calling for a mistrial after receiving a compressed video that the prosecution presented during closing arguments. Attorney Corey Shirafisi said the defense received a shorter and lower resolution video than what was presented to the jury. He is asking for a mistrial without prejudice, meaning Rittenhouse could still be tried again.
Enough to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. It applies to sailings beginning on or after January 13th, 2022. Guests who are not eligible due to age must show proof of a negative COVID-19 test. Earlier this month, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommended the vaccine to children ages 5 to 11.
Moderna has asked the FDA for emergency use authorization for their COVID-19 booster shot in all adults. The booster is currently authorized in adults 65 and over, as well as those with underlying health conditions and those who work in high-risk environments. A CDC advisory committee meeting on Friday to discuss authorization for Pfizer's booster shot.
For kids receiving the COVID vaccine, Katie, a therapy dog, is making their experience a little bit more enjoyable.
Katie is spending her time getting lots of love at a Nebraska clinic. Tara Campbell has more with the story.
Sticker of Katie Comfort Dog and a promise to meet her post-vaccine.
Gives her a sense of relief, like comfort almost, like something that she enjoys to see and makes her feel more comfortable.
Katie's providing some peace of mind and getting a whole lot of petting.
I think it's nice to have a dog to help me calm down.
It's some calm amid a COVID storm as cases soar across the health district.
Since the middle of October, our case rates have nearly tripled.
Three Rivers Public Health Department is seeing some of its worst COVID numbers ever.
Last week, we had over 420 cases per 100,000 population for the 7 days, which is the highest rate we've had since January 3rd and approaching kind of our peak numbers from last fall.
Saunders, Dodge, and Washington counties all hovered just above a 50% vaccination rate.
And if you haven't, get vaccinated against COVID-19. And since the eligibility has been extended to kids 5 to 11, get your kids vaccinated.
And the kids are lining up. Katie in the next room, ready with a hug, there for that required 15-minute wait.
What do you think of having Katie here to pass some time?
I like it.
Why do you like it?
Because she calms me down.
Making it a little easier to get shots into arms and legs of the youngest yet eligible.
Kids drive pandemics. That's a message that's come out from experts the entire time. They get sick. They bring the virus home to people who are more susceptible.
These children helping to put an end to the pandemic, one pet at a time.
Adorable! I wish I could take her.
Well, Friday officially marks the beginning of the Guardians era in Cleveland, as the team shop at Progressive Field will start selling Guardians merchandise Friday at 9 a.m.
That's right, and this news comes after the announcement that the Guardians settled their lawsuit with the Cleveland Roller Derby team of the same name. So, Mike, are you going to be one of the first 50 fans at Progressive Field tomorrow?
Sadly, I will not be, Liv. I'm actually a Red Sox fan, and I am not particularly interested in the former Indians team, but I must say, I am very glad that they are changing the name. I think it's just one small step for mankind, if you ask me.
Absolutely. It was far overdue, and I think that it was the best name that possibly could have honored the city of Cleveland.
Yes.
All right. Well, I do certainly appreciate that they're changing the name, but, you know, let's say we go and move on to some Cavaliers-Nets games. So, here, highlight one, we have James Johnson, goes in for the steal, dribbles up the court, and here lobs it up to LaMarcus Aldridge, who goes up for the dunk. Ooh, nice. Now here, James Harden passes to Bruce Brown, who lobs it to Blake Griffin, looking like he's in the Clippers again. Now here, we got Dean Wade steals the ball from Kevin Durant, who goes all the way to Isaac Okoro, who goes in for the fast break dunk. Now here, Ricky Rubio dribbles up the court, passes to Dean Wade, who passes back to Ricky Rubio, who goes up for the three. Guy's having a miracle shooting season. Now here, Harden finishes at the rim. And now here, James Johnson misses the dunk, but LaMarcus Aldridge puts it right back, and the Nets win 109-99. What a game. Now here, we got the Lakers against the Bucks. We have a LeBron James sighting, just a kid from Akron. I'm sure you know him. Now here, Giannis loses the ball, but doesn't matter much. Gets the dunk up anyway. Now here, Russell Westbrook drives all the way to the rim for the fantastic finish. Look at that. Now here, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis pick and roll. Just classic right there. Now here, Giannis pulls up from three like he's Curry. Wow, he doesn't usually do that. Now, wow, I mean, he almost never does that. Now here, Russell Westbrook gets the rebound, passes to Anthony Davis, who finishes over Giannis Antetokounmpo with emphasis. Now Giannis goes up for the and one. Giannis ends up finishing with 47 points, and the Bucks win with 109-102. That's all I have for sports today. Be sure to follow our Twitter at TV2 KSU Sports for all sports-related updates from the area. From TV2 Sports, I'm Michael Neenan, and let's get back to the desk.
Thank you, Michael. New balloons will be flying through Manhattan in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Among those are Baby Yoda, a scientist, and Pokemon characters Eevee and Pikachu.
There will also be 6 new floats debuting: the Heinz Gravy Pirates float, Disney Cruise Line's Magic Meets the Sea, and Birds of a Feather streamed together by Peacock. And a very happy birthday to Mickey and Minnie. It is their 93rd birthday. They make their big debuts in the animated movie Steamboat Willie in New York, November 18th, 1928. You can celebrate by watching their cartoons, wearing a Mickey or Minnie tee, or visiting one of the Disney theme parks.
When actors portray athletes, they have to at least look the part, but how good do they get?
Daniel has more on that in today's Hollywood Minute.
All right, so tell me your names again.
I'm Venus. I'm Serena.
Sanaya Sidney and Demi Singleton put in a lot of court time to play the young Venus and Serena Williams in King Richard. So who's the better tennis player?
I think we both did get pretty good. Yeah, we were both quite good. I feel like, I don't know, we trained so much that we ended up just like rallying against each other, and it was kind of just like who's going to, get out of bounds first, but I always got stopped before we could even finish.
Nobody ever heard of the Harlem Culture Festival. Nobody would believe it happened.
It's the season for Summer of Soul. The documentary Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised, led the way at the 6th Annual Critics' Choice Documentary Awards. Amir Questlove Thompson's film about the 1969 festival, with footage unseen for half a century, won 6 awards, including Best Documentary Feature. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So, with Thanksgiving right around the corner, what are you guys excited for?
I'm excited for all the usual turkey and cranberry sauce. Amani, this is going to be your first Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yes, I'm very excited to try it here in the U.S.
Absolutely.
Do you have any expectations that you hope it lives up to?
I really want to try the Thanksgiving turkey.
You should really try stuffing too, and mashed potatoes. Usually I like to mix that with like gravy and stuff. Oh, it's to die for.
Mashed potatoes are my favorite too.
That is all the time we have for your Thursday FlashCast.
As always, for updates on all these stories and more, visit KentWired.com and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at KentWired. I'm Kennedy Gotham.
And I'm Olivia Sharp. Have a great day, Portage County.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.